Hello everyone, welcome to Emmy's Bookshelf. Welcome to my TBR for May. I will be doing TBR Clue again. I am really proud of myself with what I actually accomplished. I didn't think I'd do that well this month, and I really need to do a wrap-up video. So let me give you a little quick like a star rating of the books I have read for the prompts I was given by the lovely TBR mug, or the prompt mug. But I'm gonna get into what we have read and we'll move into all of that as we go. So the first prompt that we have is TBR Vet, which I had Marry Him, which was a book, I put this in that title. It had another category before. And this is a nonfiction, an essay essentially about marrying good enough people instead of looking for Mr. Perfect or Miss Perfect or whoever. Really interesting. I really enjoyed it. And I actually think I give it a 4-star. It was really thought-provoking and yeah, interesting view on culture. Okay, so that's my rating of it, or my little mini review. I'll give a better review hopefully soon. But the cards revealed for that are the Rope and Colonel Mustard. The next one I had a holiday book, and for this one I read Her Billionaire Benefactor by Elizabeth Madray. I actually ended up really loving this one. I gave it 5 stars, and I ended up reading another book in that series by another author, and I read a whole other series by Elizabeth Madray in the same month, all of which I really enjoyed. So I'm really glad I read it. That's an Easter holiday, by the way. So on that room, we get to reveal Professor Plum and the Conservatory. For an animal on the cover, I read Stanley Robinson with Becca from Becca Books and Bujos, and I will link her channel down below. I was sadly disappointed by this book. It was not as exciting as the movie was. Who would have thought? But I am glad I read it, as I've owned it for a very long time. So it gets a 3-star from me, although I did not realize it was written at the same time as Jane Austen's books. So that explains a little bit of how old it is. Anyways, the cards revealed by that are The Kitchen and Mrs. Peacock. The next one was a book club book, and I have still not read a book club book. I am really hoping that tonight, and I don't have time to film after reading it, I'm hoping to read Counted with the Stars by Connell and Cosette tonight. I have read 1 page in it, and I need to read the whole book. So if I don't read it, I don't reveal cards, obviously. I will do a spinner wheel in case I manage to finish it in time, but I'm not going to make that a guarantee for myself. So the next prompt then was a YA book, and I struggled with this one, but I looked on my library app and I found a graphic novel of The Odyssey, which was categorized under YA. So I will take it and run with it. I really enjoyed this version of The Odyssey. It was by Gareth Hines Hens? I don't remember. Anyways, it was really interesting art style, and I liked how it depicted a lot of things, and it definitely was an all-encompassing story of the Odyssey. So the cards revealed are The Study and The Dining Room. For the prompt of a long title, I'm actually putting in a book that I read, which is by a wonderful friend of mine, and this book is so incredible. It's called Listening to Your Body, and it's about how to live your life and treat your body with kindness and respect while having chronic pain or disability. Fantastic. It literally has changed my life, the philosophies in this, which love your body and care for your body as opposed to hating it and criticizing it at every turn. So really recommend this one. It's by Randy Polar. It just came out and you need to check it out. It's also on Kindle Unlimited if you have Kindle Unlimited. So it's not that hard to get your hands on. You should read it. And so for that prompt, we revealed The Candlestick and the Revolver. For a readathon prompt, I ended up reading the entire Billionaire Next Door series by Elizabeth Madray, which has, I think, 4 books all of which are 4 friends who became billionaires after going in on a stock bust together, or stock build, and they got a lot of money, and it's all about their different romances. There's a best friends romance, little sisters romance. They're all great, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, definitely well worth reading, and I'm happy to read a lot more of Elizabeth Madray. So the prompt revealed The Dagger and The Lounge. For an audiobook vet, I am currently listening to The Persian Empire, which is my pick that I made in the last month's video. So I'm enjoying it, and I'm going to be driving a lot this weekend. So I'm planning on listening to it the entire drive, and I will get it done. So this is I'm enjoying it a lot right now. I'm probably going to give it a 4 or 5 star from what I'm enjoying so far. So the cards revealed, because I will be finishing it, is The Ballroom and Miss Scarlet. The last one was matches my outfit, which I had like a white top with like little flowers and jeans. And so I actually ended up putting my Agatha Christie in here, which was under my title, Poirot Loses a Client, but it is officially, or it was published under Dumb Witness, which I really enjoyed this one and I gave it 4 stars. I think it was a really cool Poirot book about someone who sends him a letter, or he receives a letter a month after this client has died, and he's trying to figure out what actually happened. It was really good, and you don't need to know much more. So the cards revealed by that are the billiards room and the wrench. So now I have to figure out my guess. Let's go with Mr. Green in the library with the lead pipe. And if I do finish my book club book in time, I will automatically negate any negative from this. So let's see. The lead pipe, which we knew from enough weapons. I'll pick it up after. The library. I just need to get Mr. Green right, and then I don't have to worry about finishing my book club book. And I did it. Okay, I got to spin my spinner wheel, and then we will get my reward. All right, so for my plans for May, I'm skipping a month. For May, obviously, Spoonies Readathon. I believe I'm also buddy reading the next Harry Hole book with Berna and Nikki, even though I am trying to finish Police still. I am prioritizing that this weekend, even though I will be busy. So Police, and that one, I don't know what book club book I have coming up, but I should have time. I need to get that still. I'm a mess. But aside from that, I am just really excited to read books about disabilities for the Spoonies Readathon, and I will link my announcement video down below in case you are wanting a lot more information. We have the bingo card on there, and I shared it on my Instagram as well. And if you are watching this when it is coming out, we have our live show on Saturday, the 6th at 11 o'clock PST. So you're welcome to join us on Emily's channel for that. All right, this is now set. I will first, before I forget, draw my cards, because I am going to try to do author draw pull this month. I almost couldn't find it. All right, let's pull a couple authors and challenge myself, because I am getting a bit more into the mood of reading. So please be good. Frances Burney. I'll try. I can't promise anything. I'll try. Although, would I like to save that for Jane Austen July? Yeah, I'm going to save that for Jane Austen July. Let's pull another one for her. Edith Wharton. I have read her, so I don't need to read her again. Let's try another one. Henrik Ibsen, which I now know where the book is. It is like right in the shelf. So I will grab that, and we will do Henrik Ibsen this month. Perfect. We've been pulling him a lot, and we haven't found the book. Last one, Harper Lee. I don't want to be sad, but I will try to read, what is it, Go Set on a Watchman? That's the next one, which I own, so I should read that eventually. I'm putting this one down here, and Frances Burney back in. I will be trying to read her for Jane Austen July, so, you know, just as we do. Okay, let me grab the books I need. I can't find my Harper Lee books. Like, did I move them? I'm going to pull another author just to be on the safe side. I shouldn't have filmed tonight if I'm this scatterbrained. Anyways, Mark Twain. I can do Mark Twain. I have his book right here behind me. I can do it. Okay. So I have a big bind up of Mark Twain's complete original illustrated books. So I'm not sure what I'm going to pick out of here. We'll see what fits my TBR Clue prompts, but there's a lot of things in here that I can pick from. 42 things. No? I don't know. I have a big book to pick from. And then, of course, I have Ibsen, which I have here 3 plays, and I know I can get The Wild Duck, and I can listen to it or watch it on YouTube. So I'll probably go with that one, but definitely all 3 of these are up for grabs. I have Hedda Gabler, The Pillars of the Community, and The Wild Duck in here. So I'll be picking one of those. All right, let's get to the board, finally. running low on prompts here. Let's get the first one. Historical fiction. So there's good news and bad news for this month. A lot of the books that you'll be seeing are not on my Spoonies Readathon. So you can go check out that TBR and see my books that I picked aside from all this pile. And I couldn't fit my specialty books on here. You'll see. Okay. So the first book we got, or the first prompt, was historical fiction. I'm going with the only book from my Spoonies Readathon TBR, which is The Hidden Prince by Tessa Afshar. I'm not positive I'm going to reread this, actually. I'm going to see what else I can find, but this one has really great headache rep. Love the headache rep in this one. So yeah, we'll be trying to reread this one. I think I do really want to reread it. But yes, so this one will be my choice. It's about a slave girl who is in the home of Daniel. This is biblical fiction, by the way. And basically she commits, or she has there's a horrible accident and it becomes a heinous crime. And she is on the run for her life when she comes into a lot of special events. So yeah, really cool, really great headache rep, and I'm excited to reread this. Lounge. Relationship in the title. Next one was a relationship in the title. So I got this prompt actually from Nikki Pearson, and I thought it was really great. And then I had the same trouble that she had when she used it, which was really hard to find books for. So this one I have is Breaking Free, and the title is in the subtitle. It says, How I Escaped Polygamy, the FLDS Cult, and My Father, Warren Jeffs. This is by Rachel Jeffs. So father is there. This is a nonfiction about Rachel Jeffs getting out of the FLDS cult. And I have actually owned this as an ebook for a while, and I finally picked up a physical copy. So I'm excited to read about her story of strength and resilience and getting free. So that will be on the TBR. For the dining room, POC. The next one that I have is POC. So this could be author representation, obviously preferred to be both. I do have a extenuating circumstance though. You see, I found Ghost at a Watchman by Harper Lee after I redrew. So I feel really guilty about not putting this one on the TBR since I have it. And from what I understand from the description, it follows the events of To Kill a Mockingbird, and it also has a lot of racial tension and civil rights movements. And so I feel like this is going to be one that has many characters of color, but also well-represented characters of color in a very difficult time in history. So I might switch this out, but I do feel like I need to have this book somewhere in my TBR because I re-pulled. For the kitchen, a booktube buy. So the next one was a booktube buy. And there's no reason I bought this book except for booktube. Okay, I only bought this book because booktube praised it. And I don't know what I was thinking. I am not an adult fantasy reader. I read it sometimes, but that's once a year. So I bought Eye of the World by Robert Jordan. What was I thinking? I have no clue. So this is the first book in the Wheel of Time series, and I've seen that some people are doing a read along of this whole series, and I'm feeling the FOMO, but I also bought this one solely because of booktube. So I'm if I'm gonna go big, let's name the book I actually bought because of booktube. I bought a few others, but this is the one. So yeah, let's just throw this on the pile. What am I doing to myself? For the ballroom, a thriller. The next one was a thriller. Sorry. Thriller. And for thriller, I will be reading a book club book that I need to read for July. I think July. And that book is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I told my book club we need to read this one, and I'm really excited. So I'm really excited to reread this one, and like I've read the whole series now, so I want to keep my mind fresh on what's only in this book so I don't spoil book club meeting for anybody. And I am really excited to go back into it again. Oh, I can't wait to see all of the correlation early, and it's gonna be so good. So yeah, I'm really excited to pick this one up. For the conservatory, an ebook vet. Okay. For the next one, I have an ebook vet. Now for this one, I will be picking a book I physically own too. I own The Curse of Misty Fairway. I have yet to read this Jamie J. Wright book, and I really need to. I have owned the ebook for so long that it definitely counts as a vet. And this book in and of itself, I don't know anything about, except it's like about an orphanage or in a mental asylum. I don't know, but I do know I need to read it because it's Jamie J. Wright and I love her work. And this actually does qualify for the Spoonies Readathon as Jamie J. Wright has Lyme's disease. But I am just like, oh, I've tried to pick this up a couple times. I think I'm expecting too much out of this. I always love them, but if I expect I'm going to love it or expect it's going to be perfection, I'm scared to pick it up. So I'm just a wimp right now and I need to get over myself and read this book. So that's going to be for an ebook vet. And for the ballroom, poetry. For poetry, I will be reading Edgar Allan Poe. I think I'm out of poetry. Like I have been collecting little bits of poetry and I don't think I have many left. So this one is one of them that I have. This is classic stories, but also has poems in there. I know that The Raven is in here. There aren't a lot of stories in here, but I am excited to read. Like The Raven I know is in here, and Annabelle Lee, which I know are two poems by Edgar Allan Poe. So yeah, I'm going to be picking this one up. I've owned this copy for so long. I really need to get to it. And now's a really good time to just pick up a couple poems from Edgar Allan Poe and see how it goes. It's really hard saying poems and Edgar Allan Poe and poetry and Edgar Allan Poe. It's tongue twister. For the library, we'll go with this one. A one-word title. For my next prompt, which was one-word title, I'm going with a book I have owned for ages, but as I looked at it, I was like, have I ever actually read that book? I cannot remember if it's ever been read or not. And this is called Ruth. And I know there's a subtitle called The Love Story, but the main title is Ruth. And this is by Ellen Gunderson Trailer. I don't know anything about this. And aside from the fact that it's a Ruth retelling, so it's a biblical fiction as well. But I've owned this copy for so long. I've owned this book for ages, and I don't even remember where I got it. But I don't think I've ever read it. So it's about time I get on that and see what it's like and if I want to keep it or not, seeing as I've owned it for forever and I probably should know if I like it or not. And for the study, a book published or about the 1900s. The last book was, or last prompt was 1900s, which means a book published, preferably, or written about that time era. I'm going with my Agatha Christie, which is Mrs. McGinty's Dead. So this is an Agatha Christie, like I said, and this is a Poirot book. The back says that Mrs. McGinty dies after a brutal blow to the head, and the only suspect is her shifty and destitute lodger, James Bentley. Bentley is duly arrested, tried, and condemned to death. Obviously, he's innocent, because that's always the way it works. But even when faced with overwhelming evidence, the policeman who arrested him doesn't think Bentley was the murderer and calls in Hercule Poirot. So obviously, Bentley is innocent, because he is obviously guilty. We'll see how this goes. But I am intrigued to read another Hercule Poirot book. This one fits for the prompt that is the Read Christie 2023 prompt. I don't remember what that is. Was it Rage? I'll have to put it on here because I can't remember right now what the prompt was. So that will be my book for Read Christie 2023. So I actually figured out what was the Read Christie 2023 prompt, which is betrayal. So that will be what Mrs. McGinty is dead for. I don't know how, but it's connected. Then I have my other ones I've checked. So I was really not prepared for this video. So for the book cover book club, it's to have a book with flowers on the cover. This one has flowers. For the buzzword readathon or buzzwordathon, the prompt is a flavor or seasoning, and rose is a flavor. Like when you have rose flavored food, you can taste rose, to my knowledge. Then the next one that I will be going with is the prompt for the Golden Girls Readathon, which is a book about inheritance. And this one follows a family line. These books, like James Wright always does, a family like decades, maybe even like 100 years apart. Yep, 100 years apart. This is a century later. Family inheritance. And it seems like it's all connected to this house. So I think that's what it is. And if nothing else, it says that Heidi receives a hard letter from her mother. And she is going to be facing the inheritance of this home, I think. I'm throwing the word inheritance there. So that's going to count for inheritance. So let's not forget that I still have a Mark Twain book to read and a Henrik Ibsen play to watch or listen or read. And my whole Spoonies Readathon TBR that's not on this pile. So yeah, wish me luck. I feel really adventurous going into this month. I feel like I put a lot on my plate, and I'm hoping, like, thankfully my TBR is not like strict, because I'm hoping I can get stuff done. But I don't know what I was thinking putting the Wheel of Time book on there, or the Eye of the World. Like, I don't know what I was thinking with that. But yeah, what was I thinking? Great question, huh? Anyways, yeah, let me know down below if you've read any of these books before, if you've enjoyed them, if you're joining us for Spoonies Readathon, whatever you like. If you'd just like to say hi, that's awesome too. If you would like to like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you're new here, that'd be awesome. And hit that notification bell, because I don't post consistently on the same days, but I would love to have you be aware when my videos are coming out. And yeah, that's all. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye for now.
In a house that I don't know, I want to leave, no place to go.